Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. I had to watch my daughter just for a couple minutes. Threw him off my morning, but it's all good. I love her, so it's really just good times, man. God bless everybody here. We're about to rip it. Just gave you 5 more minutes to get excited, 5 more minutes to get ready, 5 more minutes to rip it, 5 more minutes to feel the vibes, baby. Let's go. I might even come in as soon as I can, so we'll get there. God bless you. Lifers, baby, lifers. I'll see you soon.
You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta live with it. Real life. You ain't gotta like it. Look at what we did with it. Real life. You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta live with it. Real life. You ain't gotta like it. Look at what we did with it. Real life. You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta live with it. Real life. You ain't gotta like it. Look at what we did with it. Real life. You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta live with it. Look at what we did with it. You ain't gotta like it.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to jump into Bitcoin and see what's happening right away. Without further ado, let's break down what's happening here in the charts for BTC. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here and spending your most precious asset, which is your time, with me, Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. And, yeah, we're here. I'm here. All right. I'm not over there. I am right here. All right. Hey, see what I did there? All right. No more jokes. Shout out to everybody here. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to you. So a bit of cat ears here on the 1 hour time frame. It does look like cat ears, but there's a big but. We're bouncing on the 7-minute 200 MA a couple times here. Had a huge bounce right there off that yellow. Is it sustainable? Almost looks like a slanted head and shoulder. You see this? Shoulder, head, right shoulder that could dump on us to the downside here. So I am seeing something. I just saw that right out of the corner of my subconscious mind. Let's move forward. Let's take a look at the weekly and whittle it down. But right now, the small time frames look somewhat bearish. You break that 200 MA, that looks like a Bat-Simpson pattern. Kind of looks like a BART that could BART us right back down to liquidity there at 83,250. Not a huge move, but, you know, sketchy Mondays, anything is possible, right? I'm still in a long on weeks. That hasn't changed. It's the same long. It's down 2 longs right here. You know, one's really a minimal. This one is the main trade here. This fit, you know. And the idea is as long as the 4 hour stays above the 200 MA, I'm staying long. Like, you see what I mean? I'm not budgeting. You know, if we close a candle down here and it starts to get messy, I'm out. Obviously, they almost got me once, but they, you know, I was saved. So I'm all right. I'm still in the trade, so we'll go from there. This long stays open, but it does look sketchy. And what I said to my trading group today was, you know, we need this flag to bounce out. Like right now in the last few hours, this should have, if this had pushed out and we're about to close the 4 hour candle, we still have an hour and 40 minutes and it could still happen. There's liquidity too. We're going to talk about that on BOOKMAP in a second, if you're wondering what that is, if you're new to the channel. But there's also the idea that I said to everybody in the morning update, I said shoulder, head, right shoulder. I said, we got to be careful. We really got to make a move above that key level. And we're going to talk about all that in a second. So minimal trades open. I had a bigger trade open. That trade is closed. The 1.1, it's like a $100,000 Bitcoin trade. That trade is closed. Once I saw swinging down, it was up 200 down. You know, once we went down like 50, 60 bucks, I cut it off. It didn't, you know, it was a huge trade going for thousands of dollars. So I'm like either in or out on those. But we were bouncing now. There's a chance. So we'll see. I'm going to see. I like where the 4 hour sits, so there's a chance we could get a big move. That's the thing. I'm going to break down the weekly, and we're going to go from there. So shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for coming on in and being a part of the live stream. We thank you and we appreciate you. This live stream has been long running, and we're on our way to 95,000 subscribers. I can't believe this. Thank you so much to everyone that subscribes to the channel. Please subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Remember, Bitcoin Las Vegas is coming up in about a month and a week now, May 27th. It'll be here before you know it. Snap your fingers, it'll be here. A month goes by now like oh my gosh. So we're already gone. It's kind of sad. It's like time goes by so fast. I feel like I'm already gone. You know what I mean? But they say there's no such thing as time. It's not linear. We live and die and are born all at the same time. It all happens at the same time. We perceive it as different pieces of time. Isn't this strange? It's all one time. It's like, I don't know. So it's like a second is 1,000 years. 1,000 years is a second. What does it matter? It can't. If time doesn't, you see, I don't know. Once you get a handle on where we could be, but we're just not there yet. Like we don't have the brain for it. So like I've gotten like a piece of what could, you know, but then it's like, no, I'm still a human mind. I can't conceive. But the idea, anyway, let's get back to brass tacks here. The idea here, but again, it pertains to trading because time and trading, like once I realized the 1 second resembled the 1 week and I could see things in the week that gave me the 1 second and I could transcend space and time through trading, I was able to actually up my trading. So if you can up your mindset in the way you think of time, you can also change the way you trade. And see, that's another way in which we change traders here in our, like the people in my trading group are on another level, man. They're just on another level. They see the market, like I just said, in quantum. It's called quantum trading. So the weekly is still in a bullish flag that could break to the upside. I like what I'm seeing. It's looking great, but it has some key resistance right there at 86,000. We must break back above to remain bullish. We did get above this high volume node. You would think we could make it through back to this node here at 96. 96K is just like the promised land. It's like where we got to get to. We can get to 96K, then almost anything is possible. What it looks like to me is we could make a shoulder, a bit of a head, and a right shoulder. This could take a nice long time to consolidate. And then it's not really breaking out till like August or September, which would make a lot of sense. And we'd get, sell in May. We'd get the May dump into June. August pump sideways, nothing burgers really. And then get our next leg up into November, December, and January. Like we always seem to pump in the last quarter. That's just how they do it. All right. This is here right here. Where was that? September, October, November, into December. Look, that's the leg. I don't understand. Look, where was the last pump here? Look, October. Right? It started. I mean, this one was prolonged into March, but it started there. Sometimes you get alt spring. And you get that, but usually you're done somewhere by March or April. I've seen that a few times now. Anyway, so this is what we're looking at on the bigger picture for Bitcoin if we're bullish. Again, I have no idea what's going to happen to BTC, but I'm open-minded, and the probability is now in our favor that this is going to happen. And why? Well, we have hidden bullish divergence. You got this swing up to swing up while the RSI swings down. I've showed this to you one other time. I'll keep doing it. But we had it right here. And I could show it to you on other assets too. I used to sit there and like really deep dive this over and over again on my channel. We used to do so much. Actually, I remember something I used to do on my channel. I'm going to show you guys later on at 11:15. I'm going to show you this key, interesting algorithm that Bitcoin repeats, that almost every asset in the world repeats. It does the same pattern over and over again. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's so bugged out. I'm just taking these like tiny immunity shots and stuff. That's all. I take ginger shots, turmeric shots, things like that. Make sure they're from like very, reputable companies, out of glass. Even though it's this small, it's out of glass. Super important. So we have swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down, hidden bullish divergence, back down to the 618.65 golden pocket. And that's a key level. We have bounced beautifully back to the upside. That's happened, and I was there. I called that, and I was able to get in. I really trusted in this move. Because I had seen it before many, many times. Like, this wasn't the first time I had seen it. By this time, I had been using it for about 2 to 3 years. And consistently, it had been working for me. When I first learned divergence, I wasn't good at bullish and regular hidden. This is honest talk for me. I wasn't that good at regular bullish divergence and bearish divergence. I wasn't. I just couldn't see it. I don't know. I couldn't see it that well. But I was better at hidden bullish. I was really good at it. Like I knew hidden bullish, and I started using it early. So I've been nice on hidden bullish now. Like I'd say about 8 years now, I've been using hidden bullish to my advantage, and just it's been playing out for me. I started learning it. So, man, divergences will change your life if you can see them and believe in them. Like, you got to believe in them, though. Like, other people can see a divergence, but will they actually put their money down? Like, I bought that Bitcoin at 84K because I'm like, man, the divergence says that we should have a bounce here. And it's usually very likely. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll go from there. At 84,800, Bitcoin getting a bit of a bounce here back to the upside. And look, there's a bunch of short liquidity. Usually they create the feeling of a short when they pump it on a Monday, like the false move Monday, But that's why we call it false move Monday. But look at the liquidity for BOOKMAP, suggesting that they're going to liquidate 85.9 and 87,000, a big old glob of shorts that are going to get taken out the game. And they're the most liquidity that we can see on the board here. It's clear as day. You can see there's still the big old bunch there at 74. If you zoom in and you look down and see, look at that. Still a nice chunk of liquidity there at 74,000. But only time will tell, right? Right now, if I had to say where the closest bar is, it's at about 86,000. Like, that's the most liquidity. And BOOKMAP we like to get to the most liquidity. So That's just something that I see possibly happening for BOOKMAP. All right. 85,008, 87,000. So that's on the board. I agree. You know, however you want to look at it, that is on the board. So Bitcoin, we gap through. Look at the gap too. Right, a beautiful gap up to 94,000 on that weekly. Just nothing holding us back. One thing I do, possibly, you know, shoulder head. We could make a right shoulder here and still get busy. So there could be a pullback into 80K again. Even maybe a wick down to 78, 79,000. If you saw 75, 74, it would kind of, you know, but we got the tweezer bottom on the weekly. We got it here before, but rejection. We only got a 2-week process. We really need this to continue. We got to get above that. You can see how that's clear. Weekly resistance at 86K. We got to break above that level. We got $86,080. Like, that's it. We break above 8680, you know, and we close the weekly above 86,000. We're starting to cook. That's just what's needed. The bullish engulfing candle on the 5-hour time frame. Beautiful. You can put this candle inside of that candle. That's a bullish sign on the 5-hour. The 3-day with the double bottom. Double bottoms break up 68% of the time. They break up this length here, doubled. So you're going to get, and then if you have a move in the VRVP, you're likely to hit some key areas of support and resistance, but you got something there. So look, 92,000 looks like it would be the first stop. Some resistance would come. You'd have to find some support, and then you break up to 96K. If you broke above that, you know, and then it'd be all-time high. See, 96 is 106. You see what I mean? Because once you break 196, it's like it's 102, and then you're gone. I used to say this before when Bitcoin, like 72 is 80, you know. So once you break this bunch, it's just obvious you're going to be coming for these all-time highs. I mean, that's a double bottom. It breaks up 68% of the time. The 4 hours above the 200 MA. I am long on Bitcoin because of that, and I'm not budging. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't look amazing. Today is a bit sketchy. It's, you know, the short term is they're going to play games. But that's why for me to maintain on sketchy days, you know, you see me whipping and ripping the 30 second. You see me dip dive in the 1 minute. You see me doing all sorts of stuff. Corvette, Ferrari driving on the 1 minute, you know what I mean? Flipping it. But, you know what I'm saying? But the key is, on days when it's sketchy, I'm on those bigger time frames. I'm zooming out. I'm on those bigger time frames. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it and saying, okay, what's the bigger picture here? I don't want to get stopped out for peanuts while they're deep, you know, ripping at the 100Xers. I want to make sure we're making these gains, you know. So let's take a look here. We're slapping on the moving averages. Things starting to look decent. So, and the double bottom here, to me, was the beautiful bullish divvy on the daily as well. We had that same occurrence at this exact area here too. To me, this was a swing up on the RSI while the whole, you know, you could see price action was swinging up on the RSI, but swinging down on price action, but up on the RSI. Bullish divvy there, and we did bounce, and it was coupled with hidden bullish. A lot of people didn't see it. For me, I was like, well, it's just, I mean, you're downtrending on price while you're uptrending on the RSI. And what was great about it was it had everyone faked out because they all shorted they all shorted this head and shoulder pattern. And then it dipped below the neckline for them, and then they all went in, everybody. And I'm sitting there buying Bitcoin saying it's the bottom because I'm trying to Fibonacci. It was insane what I did. And I'm not trying, he's boasting again, no. It's insane what the technical analysis did. Person A, let's just say, you know, take my name out for person A was able to buy because they knew that was a wick to the golden pocket, and that's just not a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. We also had support here. It was previous support for Bitcoin, so you think, hey, if we keep a bounce there, we'd go back up. And then I was making it a falling wedge too, and they break up 68% of the time, and we had, you know, it's crazy. Whatever. So I saw it that way. Maybe I got lucky. Like, I just saw the TA that way. It could have dumped The head and shoulder could have done, like, why didn't I play the head and shoulder like I normally do? How did I do? Well, there was some other parameters around there, as I showed you. There was supported resistance, hidden bullish divergence, bullish divvy, oversold stochastic. Like, you can't just go on one thing. You got to kind of create a list, and that's what I teach in my class, May 10th. If you want to get into class, I suggest you do. The QR code is right over there. It's awesome. It's 3 hours. People are charging. I took classes. What I teach you in this class, people charge me $2 to $3 grand for. They spaced it out in weeks. I give it to you all once. Yeah, maybe you have to rewatch the class, but it's there now. It's imprinted in your brain. Then you just keep watching me, and it all comes together. A lot of people say they watch the class, and then they watch the live stream, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I start understanding what you're saying here. So there's a chance that we're getting the same imprint here that we got before. And, you know, same public sentiment, bearish. A lot of people sketched out, bearish. You know, ups and downs of the market. They were saying Grayscale was going to unlock and we were about to have a massive dumpage. It was just bear city all around in this key area. And I'm, you know, very similar vibes here. And oversold on the stochastics on the weekly. Extremely. MACD turning, you know, I'm getting a, you know, again, and I could be wrong, everyone. Just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? History rhymes, but it doesn't repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme, right? Is the old. But even if I'm really hard on the 3-day, I mean, the 3-day to me looks like it broke out of the trend line. We flip it upside down. I'm like, well, it's breaking the trend line on the rising wedge. Could it be the world's sloppiest shoulder, head, and right shoulder ever in the history, you know? But, I mean, it's a double bottom on that 3-day chart. Let's see this 3-day chart close green above 86,000. That would be a huge deal. That happens tomorrow night, 1 day and 10 hours. That's going to be a crucial sign. The 12-hour and the 22, very overbought. A little sketchy to me, too. But the tightness of the moving averages, we usually get the blast up to the 200 MA. I've seen it so many times. Boom, and it's almost like an inverted head and shoulder. It's almost shoulder. Look at this, actually. Let's break this down for a second, because I didn't really take a deep dive on this time frame in a while. What am I doing? Why am I going all these time frames? Am I confusing you? No, I'm just like a detective, and all I'm doing is I'm building a data farm of information. And what as I do this every day, so. See, when I first started, it would be a scramble of time frames that would be almost counterintuitive, and it would make no sense to me. But as I continue to do it over and over again, I was able to compartmentalize each time frame by each movement and like remember where it was and be like, all right, like I'm closing my eyes because I can see the 1 minute, the 15. Where's the 200? How many? And eventually your mind can see it all. It took me years. The first few years, I just didn't have enough mental capacity to take in that much charting and like actually hold it in my, I couldn't do it. I asked God for strength. I worked out every day. I gained awareness, and I literally maybe did neuroplasticity. I studied neuroplasticity with Joe Dispenza. Neuroplasticity, and even with Jim Rohn, is the ability to reprogram your mind in the way in which you used to think. So if you thought a certain way, you were born middle class, your dad tells you certain things, your mom, you know, and you live like most people who live around you live, and you're programmed, the way you think about money is programmed, the way you think about the banking system, everything is programmed. And you could change the way you think about your life and your mind through neuroplasticity. But so this is, and we can get into that later if you want. I know I got to stick to the charts a little more, so I don't want to get people too out of it. Some people say they come for that. I get it, but a lot of people come for the charts too. And so we just, you know, I find that happy balance. I don't want to be too overboard. Okay. God bless all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So that's an inverted head and shoulder here. So back to what I was saying. So I give all these different time frames a moment here in my mind because they build on each other, and over time I'm able to see it. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Price is not important for you right now. It's important for you to focus. All right. I always do this too, to see who's paying attention. When people say you're blocking price, I'm like, oh, that person's not paying attention. I'm messing with you now. But I'm the key. Remember, I was the biggest class clown in the game. And this is like being in class. 85,000 for Bitcoin, getting the pump back to the upside. There's no joke here. I told you, I'm staying in my longs, baby. And look at this big move back to 85K for BTC, ripping to the upside, right? So look at this inverted head and shoulder. I mean, that is a monster move up too. Yeah, like all the way up to 96,500. So again, we're high on the Stokes, but I've seen them get pressed. See, I used to, whenever the Stokes were high, I would just never buy. Now, they could be high, but that right here, like we were high here, and look what happened. A big move came out of it. Same thing could be happening here, so I'm open-minded, and that open-mindedness keeps me going. Also, let's flip on the moving averages. I kept saying, as long as you stay above the 200 MA here on the 4-hour time frame, I'm bullish on this flag breaking out, and it's got a big, big, big leg up. Yeah, right there. I mean, that says 91,000. So we got a lot of opportunity here for Bitcoin for a bigger move to the upside. And look at this thing. This thing could moon. And the 4 hour says I got more legs. Now it could make a double top. That's the thing. It's what we don't want to see. But I do see, I see it. You know, that 22 hour really had a complex inverted head and shoulder on its hands. It's like a royal flush. You know, it's like hidden, but it's right there. So this flag's looking good. I mean, this is my exact model, right? You pump, you've got to come back to the 21, the Stokes get low, and you're above the 200 MA. If you study this with me over and over again and you perfect it, you can do it on any time frame. The bigger the time frame, the harder it's going to be because it's going to be more patience. The smaller the time frame, the quicker it's going to be. You're going to know if you're right or wrong pretty fast. Problem is, you might just do this two or three times and not get the perfect entry and then think it doesn't work. That's great for me. Because we can't have everybody thinking this is amazing, because it is. And, you know, I know it works because I've been back testing it for years and I've given it its time. See, once you have a strategy, you know it works because you've traded it enough. It's paid you. Like, it's, you know, you've bet on it and it's made you the money. You know, not betting, but you know what I mean? You've put your faith into it and it has come through for you. So beautiful move here, the 4 hour. The 4 hour still looks absolutely lovely to me. And I was bullish on the 1 hour since the beginning of the day here. Really kind of looks like it's in this flag now. About to get absolutely juiced to the upside. And we're still in the long. So congratulations if you just stuck to your guns in the long with me. And didn't get out. And just kept staying in. Because we may be getting absolutely beautifully rewarded here to the upside for Bitcoin. Nice pump. And again, it does resemble a bit of a shoulder, head and right shoulder. It had a cup and handle vibe. It just, this nasty red candle made it look like it was not going to happen. I mean, my vibes were like, my morning vibes were we were going to pump. But they did the false move Monday as best they could. Seems like there's just too much liquidity on the board here. Asia woke up all night, and they don't want to miss the prices that we're getting, so they're going to start jumping in now. And now it's just a world market. But that's going to be a bullish engulfing candle in the 1 hour time frame. If we can close it as such, I'm still sketched out. It could be you never know. You never know. But, you know, RSI swings down, price swings down. If that keeps coming up, you're going to get bearish divvy, right? I mean, we'll see. Again, though, we knew that there was bullish divergence, and we could see 85,900 has a bunch of liquidity. Look at that. They want to take out those shorts at 85.9. So if I was 85.9 and I was in a short, I'd be shook right now that I'm about to get squeezed. But you never know. Shout out to Canelo. God bless you, man. Sam, you think a dead cat bounce is possible on the 4 hour time frame? President Bukele is at the White House. Yeah, I think he got there yesterday or today. Yeah. Draw a trend line on the 1 hour. It bounced off it beautifully. Pumping out the flag. It isn't a nice little flag here for Bitcoin. So I'm still long. We'll see where it goes. It's been tough to. I've been long since, what is it, Saturday night, I believe, this trade. Shout out to the 2,277 beautiful souls here on the live. 412 likes, $108 in chat revenue. And who is it, man? I was like, is it the Crypto King, man? Look at this guy. Legends can't boast. We just perform. Shout out to my man, Crypto King. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of the tribe. We love you and we appreciate you. You didn't have to give, but you did. That will come back to you tenfold, man. This guy, I don't know now. He must have given 5 or 6 of those I mean, that's unbelievable. Never asked for a thing, just says something nice. He joins the trading group. He also is, he took the class. He's doing leverage mastery. The guy wants, he desires it all. He desires it all. I get rid of the word W-A-N-T. I do not say it. I get rid of the word T-R-Y. I do not say it. It's worse than the worst profanity in the world. The word T-R-Y. Just don't say it. So Bitcoin getting a nice pump here to the upside. 7-minute holding us down on the 200 MA. Just like we trade the 200 MA and the 15 the other day. Same trade right there with the bounce. Once you get that candle to close, execution with the stop below, boom. Gone, baby, gone. Again, it's a sketchy Monday. I'm trading the 4-hour. I wish I could make it, a lot funner. We'll take a look at the 1 minute. Is there some fun? There could be some action here. There's my, you're lucky. I'm seeing, all right. I'm seeing my model right now on the 1 minute. So it's telling me that I can take the trade safely with a likelihood of winning. Again, see, this is the same thing on the 4-hour that's holding us down. See how we're using the bigger time frames to learn the smaller to learn the bigger. We flip the charts upside down. We learn the shorts to learn the small, the longs to learn the shorts. We're autodidactic here. Autodidactic. Taking the information given and learning back to yourself. I didn't need 1,000 mentors or teachers. I needed a teacher that gave me the mentality to keep pushing. Now I have a different mentality than my mentor, and I give you a whole new way of looking at life, and a whole new, because I changed the way I looked at life, and that's when life followed my thought process. Once my thought process was abundant, my life became such. The earth had so much more in it when I realized it did. If you thought, let's just say this, you lived here, you lived in this house right here, and there was this like big hill, and you couldn't see on the other side of it, and everyone told you that there was a desert there and not to go there. And so you're like, I'm just never going to go to the desert, you know what I mean? But what if on the other side there was like a beautiful forest and with all the fruits and rivers, and it wasn't a desert, right? But you thought there was nothing over there, so you never went there. Okay? Now, what if you had the idea one day, maybe there's something bigger out here, maybe, and that was me. This is very similar to a regular person living in the regular world. This was them, this was me, and we both were like, oh, money. Money is backed by gold, the government, yada, yada, yada. That was very similar to the hill that we couldn't see. Now, Bitcoin and other things were the jungle. There was a jungle. There was fruit. Bitcoin was the fruit. Bitcoin was the running water, the flowing rivers, right? There was so much more than the fiat currency that they had me believing, just like they told me there was only deserts on the other side. So then I thought one day, and I looked at the dollar and I said, is there something past this dollar? And that thought kind of propelled me to go to the internet and begin to, I found the dark web. I found a lot of things. I learned so much that I never knew existed. And my mind was switched. And every day I learned more and more. And every day I learned more, I realized how dull I was. I realized this person was living in the matrix. This person had no clue what was going on. I still knew that I was being programmed in another way. You're always being somewhat programmed. Always realize that the information is, you know what I mean? That's why we go back to nature to reset. Because we know no matter what, we're still in some type of program. All right, you got to always zoom out from yourself and see where you're at. Look at this beautiful pump. I like what I'm seeing on this 1 minute time frame. The flag's looking juicy. May even have to move to the 30-second time frame. And I told you, if I was up in those shorts, I would be shook one. And they're starting to liquidate those shorts. Here we go. They're going to plow into 85.9, it looks like, and just take out those liquidations. That's what we call a short squeeze. I show it here on the channel many times. So you open your mind and you see that again, boom. Now you realize there's Bitcoin and all this. So once you open your mind, you realize that the world opens up to you. There's this whole proverb, the idea how they keep an elephant on a leash. Well, they take the elephant when it's very little and they put this tiny little rope around it. It's very small, not that big. And it's just strong enough for the little baby elephant not to rip the rope. You know what I mean? And they put it on the elephant, and then every day they put it on. And as the elephant grows, they just make the rope a little bigger, but it's the same type of rope. eventually the elephant doesn't know that it's too strong to come off, and it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get it? Because it's been conditioned to believe it can't do it, it doesn't. But it definitely can. And so you've been conditioned to believe that you can't start a business, that you can't become a multimillionaire, so you haven't. But I'm going to tell you right now that you can. And that you've just been told the wrong things, and you believe the wrong things. And once we change the way you believe about yourself and the world, oh my gosh, the amount of abundance that can flow into your life is unbelievably unstoppable. It's unending. Think about it. Like, there's no reason it should be. Like, once it can start, then it can't stop. If you can open up a faucet, then you can have a river of flow. You know, it makes perfect sense when you really think about what you're doing. Look how fast you can make a trade there on BitTinex. So nice. Move the stop and the take profit into position here. Yeah, just... There we go. And see how quick I can make a scalp here on BitTinex. I love it. Nothing better than it. $90 for 230 ain't bad at all. So 80 for 230. That's 3 to 1. And see, we're touching the 21 above the 200. Highly likely that this will pump to the upside. So I'm live trading in front of you here on Bitcoin. All right. Also have another live trade open. We'll see where this goes for BTC. It's up 350. It's just starting down there. We'll see what happens. This is BitTinex. Hit the link to BitTinex if you'd like to trade, but you got to know what you're doing, please. Trade demo for at least 2 to 3 months. You got to have a system. You got to know what you're doing. If you do not know what you're doing, this is not going to be good for you. I'm telling you right now. All right. I did not trade leverage until like 10 years into trading. And again, I don't think you have to take 10 years, but if you did, I wouldn't be, I would think it would be a good idea. Never think you have to jump into leverage for any reason. It's a tool once you understand how to trade, but you must learn how to trade first. All right. I'm very clear about that. And I want to make it all, I don't want to see anyone just getting wrecked for no reason. You demo trade until you know what you're doing. Until you can see that you can turn your demo money into more money. You should have no business putting real money into trading. All right? Unless it's like, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taking as financial advice. All right? But when it comes to trading, if you're going to learn how to trade, right, demo is the way to go over and over again. So we're looking for this flag to break out. It's pretty, and it's looked like it would break out somewhat parabolic and really just rip a short. Again, there's some bearish divvy here coming. We could easily dump to the downside, and I could lose this trade. Don't get, Mike Sam wins every trade. We're going to win for sure. Watch me lose this trade in front of everyone. And again, don't call me a loser when I lose. Don't call me a genius when I win. It's just one trade of many in my data set. We did well last week, so let's see, though. This looks good to me. The way it's setting up for a move, there's a chance we get a parabolic pump here. We have a golden cross. And so we're front-running this golden cross as well. Usually does follow some type of pump to the upside. No guarantees, but likely it does. 85,007. And now I'm sitting pretty on my $84,000 buy. And my $76,000 buys there for Bitcoin. I bought the fear as much as I could. I ate it up. You have to eat up the fear. You have to be the one to go, in my humble opinion, the fear is the answer. Using the fear has gotten me to places I've never thought possible. Absolutely love the fear. So anywhere from 10 to 31 is a steal for me on my favorite assets in the world. Shout out to Cesar Cordero, Pura Vida Lifer. I created a demo AI model for the customer service for your site. Would love to show it to you. Yeah, I know. I looked at that. Thank you. I think it's a great idea. Jamie, you got to talk to Cesar. Yeah. Email Jamie at cryptolifer.com. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, Cesar. God bless you. Thank you, Jamie, for giving him the time of day. It's very nice of you. God bless you both for helping me. Had no issues with internet money in and out several times. God bless you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, shout out to all the blue people here on the live. Rave Song Records in the house. My man, Jamie Zeno in the house. Lakochi Coker in the house. And thank you so much for the $100 super chat standing there. That's unbelievable. All right. Fat bullish div on the 2-day chart. So this is kind of where we stand for Bitcoin. The only thing is it did just pump heavy away from the 200 MA on that 7-minute time frame. After the look at the bouncing on the 200 MA. You bounce off the 200, you gap from the 21. You know, it looks like almost a good time to take some profit. This may fizzle out. We'll see. We're high risk area now. If this does pump, you get in, get out on the scalp. In my humble opinion. Looks like we may get rocked here. But we don't have a lot on. That's the good point, too. We'll see. Only time will tell. Honestly, if it broke this level, you'd be done because that's support. Brainstorming, can it make a flag like here? If it's bullish, you could flag out here. To me, it's some bearish divvy in a way, though. You got a swing down on the RSI now. You got the rising wedge. But that's what happens when things go parabolic. They look really bearish to the bears. But there's this like chance that they could rip the other way. And so the bears take the probability. But the crazy bulls like me, like try to ride the horse at the last minute. And the thing is, I'm usually the guy riding the horse at the last minute, and we liquidate these shorts. We do it more than we don't. And so there's a chance we'll go 85.9, and Sammy just takes his chips off the table, and we liquidate. But we'll see what happens, man. We're getting close to liquidations here. The trade is up 3%. I told you. I'm the king of 3%. I told you. Nobody makes 3% more than me. Nobody. 311, baby. Remember that band? They were awesome. Jumping in and out like I'm playing hopscotch. I like it. I like it. We get in liquid. So, sketchy times. I could see it going either way. We're at the precipice here today on the 1 minute. It's either going to rip ski or dump ski. The odds are we dump more for the rising wedge because they break down 68% of the time. We're going against the odds here. You know, the name's Bond, James Bond. Like, I too like to live dangerously. The battle continues here on the 1 minute time frame for supremacy of the bulls and the bears. Who will win? Only time will tell. Follow the Crypto Lifer Show for more to get your updated information. What happened to Ohm? Was it a smash? You know, Token Metrics had some information on Ohm that I think is, you know, so if you really want to know the most, I don't want to waste too much of your time, but go to Token Metrics on Twitter, on x.com, sorry. I made a boo-boo. Go to x.com and go to Token Metrics. And if you want to read the story, they did a pretty good job on Ohm, Mantra DAO, and you'll take a look. All right. I saw 311, excellent performance 3 times. Wow, good for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing takes a dumpy. Then why are you long, Sam? Because I like to live dangerously. That's why. But you can see I'm not risking it for the biscuit. And I'll keep my other long open. See, the bigger trade is really the fish to fry here. This is just my appetizer while I'm waiting for dessert to come. And oh no, I'm down $2. Let's see how this makes any sense on any other time frame. Yeah, really far away from the 21-day moving average there. Kind of tells me that that's likely going to dump back to the 21. Unless we can kind of hang out for a bit and pull this up. But the odds are I may get stopped out there. $80. I've been ripping this account up. It's been doing great. So, hey, $80 not the worst. But I don't like to lose too much. But that does look like you're going to come back to the 21. If it happens, it happens. It looks very likely. Right now, I'm down $6. So I could either cut it off, wait for it to come back to the 21, or battle the fact that I may not get stopped out. That's my decision right now. $8, $9. I could even move the stop to like right there. See if that level holds. That wick right there. What is that? $33. I wanted that 1 minute to kind of continue to rip. I didn't look at the bigger time, I wanted that rising wedge had a rip by now for me personally. That's what I'm looking for. If we didn't get the rippage, yeah. And it is Monday. That's why I'm not going hard. I knew Monday, don't go too hard. I kept the other trades open because they've been open for so long. Yeah, so you got the bearish divvy there. See that? And you're very far away from the 21 on the 3 minute chart, which says that you're going to come back down, and the stochastics are pointing down too. So that looks likely, but we'll see, So be careful and never do what I do just because I'm doing it. You never know. I could make a bad move. I could have a long night. You never know. I'm not saying that was the case today. I just, it is above the, if I keep the stop above the key is to keep the stop below the 200 on this. Let me see my 1 minute chart too. The key is if you just keep the stop below the 200, there's a chance you win the trade no matter what. But where is that? Yeah, I don't know if I really want to risk 130. If it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'd do it without thinking about it. But it's not, so it makes me just want to maybe cut off the loss easy. And they could easily ping me and then rip it the other way. Anything could happen. You can't get pissed about it, Have to be okay with everything you decide to do. Be okay with it. I get laughed at sometimes for what I do. People are like, it's fine. I can't really care what other people think about me. What would that do for me? Nothing, right? I want you to respect me and love me if you're cool. That's cool. I want cool people to like me, but I don't care what, the heckling crowd thinks about me. You see what I'm saying? That does nothing for me. So, I got over that a while back. I had to keep the show alive, to keep the trading going. I couldn't think about what other people thought about me. And you can't either. If you want to become great and do what you got to do, then what other people think of you cannot be your priority in any way, shape, or form. I'll keep it at 47, right below those two candles, and we'll see. But it looks pretty bearish for the moment, right? The rising wedge did break down like it was supposed to. It's supposed to break down. This is supposed to happen. The breakout is the exception to the rule. So the shorts believe that they're winning now, which is interesting. All right. Yeah, been a long last week, yeah. Exactly. Hater dropped me like nothing else. Yeah. Yeah, remember that? Running around. Scooby Snacks. That was a track. I remember that track. In 311, right? That was a 311, yeah. On Scooby Snacks. So the rising wedge broke down, overbought on the high volume node there too. You can see gap, and you can tell, you're going to come back down somewhere to 85,000 possibly. So here, this is what I would be doing. I'd watch the 15-minute time frame and its proximity to the 21-day moving average. And there's a chance that that's going to make a play for us today. So far, so good. Let's just break it down. We've had a bullish move on a Monday. Let's just talk about it. We started bullishly. The false move came down. They ripped it back up. Look, they crossed the 200 MA on the 1 minute, which is my signal. Get in right there. Stop loss below. You're still in the money on that one. And there you go, right? Boom. And I got stopped out. I could hear it there on Bitfinex. That's why I like Bitfinex. It's just right there for you, too. So yeah, I'd be watching the 15-minute time frame right now and how it's working to come back to the 21-day moving average. If it breaks back inside this pattern, then it could dump. And we could head back down to 83,000. If it kind of stays above here, it's a retest. And we're on our way out of here. I see some bullish signs on the other bigger time frames, but I got to get confirmation right now. So I'm waiting for the price action to tell me what's going to happen. It's pretty good at doing it. Remember, I go back to this idea. Remember, we were watching the daily time frame together. It was last Sunday. I woke up on Sunday morning. I did the update. Let's see. I want to try to do it perfectly. It's right. But I'm watching this, add that, and I'm saying to everyone, I'm like, that's a descending triangle. I'm like, that's going to break down 90%. I said, I see these things break down 90% of the time. I said, we got to open up a head short, right? Stop on the other side of the 200 MA here, in there, stop up there, and go for the gusto. Like, I said, there's really nothing else I would be doing, right? And it's just because the charts told me what to do. So, like, I waited for this. See, before here, I didn't know what to do as much. Like, you go back in time to here, and I didn't see it, because I didn't have the pattern drawn yet. I needed confirmation for this to kind of fill out. Once that is confirmed, then the short is ready to rock. We also had this kind of shoulder, head, shoulder, head, shoulder. It was a complex head and shoulder, too. And we were below the 200 MA. Signs of a bearish momentum. And so all that kind of adds up here, right? And it starts to kind of make you, and it's Monday. So anyway, that was Sunday, and because Sunday did what it was going to do, I was able to call the short. Agreed? So my whole point is, I don't tell you what's going to happen here on this channel. I show you price action, and I'm pretty good at teaching you when price action tells you what's going to happen. Amen, right? I give you the education to extrapolate the data for yourself so that you can make an educated decision on price action without anyone holding your hand or being there for you. You can do it. You can do this. And I give you the parameters and the rules to set. Now, you may not want to follow the rules and you may want to do it a different way, and that's fine. All right. But over time, I believe you will come back to these set pieces of data. So it looks like we're in this like kind of, this channel like this. Still somewhat bullish to me because of that 4-hour holding. I am not going to turn into a bear until the 4-hour loses the 200 MA. I will turn bearish then. Right now, I got inklings of hope. I'm going to keep them alive. Even if it just makes me feel better. I like to stay more bullish when I have to, For now, there's no reason not to right now. Like, I'll flip bearish when I have to. Again, if we lose the 200 MA here on the 15, we're dropping down to 83,000. We lose 83.2. It's 81.8, and we lose 81.8, it's 79, right? And even, or 80K here. So. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, this is kind of, what you want to see today. Just like I talked about, what I just spoke about when we saw the descending triangle, I said I want to see that end get filled out. We want to see this end get filled out. Now, there's a chance it doesn't. It starts to do this, and that's when you know it's a short. But if we start to get consolidation, then there's more probability of a long now. Let the charts teach you what's going to happen. You do have to just set, and you don't have to stare at them all day. You have to set what you believe is going to happen, set an alert, and then come back to it and see how good your projection was. There's going to be days you're way off of the projection. It doesn't do anything you projected, or it immediately goes the opposite way. There's going to be days where it goes right on. It all depends. It all depends. Okay? It all depends like Grandpa's diapers, but. So, can we stay tight in here at 84,650 is the key question. Can we hold this point of control? Usually when you're going to lose a POC and the 200 MA, but we did it here, we did it here. We've been toying with this idea. And look at the pump and dump now. They dumped it, they pumped it, they dumped it. What a Monday. You got to expect this behavior on a Monday. It's sketchy business. That's why I didn't put a lot on the trade, and I consider myself a winner getting out with like a $45 hit, I didn't have to lose 200 to dabble. I think I was up $20. And I expect Monday to be treachery. So if I went in on Monday and things didn't work out, I'd be like, oh, that makes perfect sense. That's how I wanted. That's how I did. That's how it made sense. That's how Monday should have went. It's a Monday. What can you expect? It is what it is. So from there we go. All right. Prepper myself. Can you tell the trade is open or not? No. The week's trade is still open. The BitTNX trade is closed. I could hear it. It went bling. I knew it got stopped out. I could hear it. All right. No worries. Week's trade's only down $41. As long as we stay above the 200 MA, this trade remains open. On the 4th, this is see, you got to have different parameters for different trades. That's why I like having a week's account, a MEXC, and a BitTinex, because I'm scalping on BitTinex while I have my stone cold trade on weeks. Now, weeks actually let you make multiple isolated trades too, which is actually awesome. You can make isolated trades on weeks, meaning you could make the same trade on the same account, but it will put it in, I could make a long right now that will be separate from the previous one, and it will show up as a separate trade. It's pretty cool. It's called isolated combined, or isolated separated, or isolated combined. Isolated separated will actually separate all your isolated ads. Pretty interesting. Now, it's bad if someone wants to add to the trade and basically create the average. It's not great, So you got to know what you want to do, and that's why demo trading is important, because there's things you could do right there. Do you want to do isolated, separated, or combined? Do you want to do recross? How do you want to trade? You might not even know the answer to those questions or the meaning behind what I just said. And if you don't know that, then you should never be leverage trading. If you don't know the answer, there's so many things about leverage trading you should know before you even touch it. All right? And it's not the answer. I made most of my gains and my life-changing wealth hodling BTC. I 100x Bitcoin. I put out a tweet. A tweet is funny. I put out I guess something on X, you would say. I put out a post on X. And it said I did 100x twice in my life. Once off SafeMoon and then off Bitcoin. Did you ever 100x? What was the asset and how amazing did you feel? Right? I've done 0.001x a couple. That's so funny, man. And I'm going to read these all later. I'd like to see how many people 100x and why and what they did, 200x safe move, but rode all the way back down, 502 over 100K, then back down. That was before I joined the group. Wish I knew what I know now. I appreciate all I learned and continue to learn from you in the group. Thank you, Chad. There's always a nice comment out there from an amazing lifer. And there's lifers around the country, everybody. Find a lifer. Meet up with a lifer. You guys will work with each other, push each other. I see lifers meeting up with each other all the time, sharing, hey, DM me. Let me get your, I live 20 minutes from you. Share, you'd be surprised, man. There's resources right in your backyard right now to help you find your way and push you to your limit. Lifers are people that want to go all the way. All right, they want to be around other people that want to do that too, and they're few and far between. So that's how we meet. That's why I love when I meet a lifer, man. It's just like an instant. It's a person that wants to go all the way. A person that cares so much about the world, they want to give the world the best part of them so they can help the world. Right? It's like if you're in a tribe and you were one of the animals of the tribe, you'd want to be the strongest animal, the helpful animal, the one that's there for the other animals, right? Why not? You don't want to be the taker from the group. You want to be the maker. Right? There's makers and takers in this world. What do you want to be? It's completely up to you. So here we stand. I wouldn't be surprised if we can get that bounce back to the upside here. And it's all about staying inside. So here is a trade. There's technically a trade right here, right now. A long position with a stop. Maybe even somewhere in here with a take profit at 88,230. 88,292. High risk, high reward, but the stop could be even somewhere here, right there, like 83,499. It's like a shoulder. It's got inverted head and shoulder vibes. It's getting tight. They've played games with it, but it's still an ascending triangle. It's got love, There's definitely resistance. There's going to be people shorting this double top vibe here, just going to give us that liquidity. And BOOKMAP just suggests that it's going to go up to that $87,000 level. And we've seen this many, many days. We've seen the red up there, and eventually BOOKMAP goes to the closest red. We don't know what's going to be there for sure, but it's just saying, hey, 85.6 is nice, and 87,000 is waiting for us to eat up. As a trader, I am a taker. I love taking for the system. I love you, man. Goblet Vindicating feels great. Shout out to the Librarian. Yep, the Librarian. Live until I have air on the long. We go to war with Sammy. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to Vegas Claw. I love you. Cleveland, Ohio, Livers together. For sure. Hollow Clevelanders, we out here. Amen. Hey, Sam, hope you are good, brother. I learned a lot from you over the last few streams and made some good gains. Felix, I love you, man. I love you. He said, when we shorting XCN, somebody says, we'll take a look at XCN. Thank you for saying that. 11:11 right now. Make a wish. All right. 11:11 here on 4/14, April 14th. A beautiful day to be alive. Shout out to anyone if it's your birthday. God bless your birthday. My birthday came and went like that. It'll be a week soon since my birthday. And coming up on the passing of my dad very soon, May 1st. He passed May 2nd technically on the thing, but I mean, May 1st was the day it all happened. May 1st will never be the same for me. I'll think of him. I miss my dad a lot lately. I kind of want to, some days I want to just yell out loud, like, I just want to see my dad one more time. Like, I want to hang out with him one more time. I'm not going to break down today. I won't, but like, dang, man, like, you have no idea, like, what a big, he was such a big guy with a big presence. I miss my pops. I miss being man to man with him. I only had sisters in my life. Like, he was the one guy I could always call and get it straight. He told me about how it was back in the 50s, back in the 40s. He reminded me how hard men used to work. He always put things into perspective for me. Whenever I got off the phone with my dad, I always realized where I came from, how hard you had to work to get ahead, and how there was no excuses in life, and it was completely up to you, man. Nobody was going to do it for you, my dad used to tell me. He's like, I can't do it for you. If I can't do it for you, nobody can. Like, this is this is life. He gave it to me straight. He was real the way I give it to you. And probably the reason why people love this show so much is my dad. Because he was a no BS, man, type of guy. And he gave it to you straight. And since I was young, he gave it to me exactly how I was supposed to get it. He's an amazing man. God bless my father, man. May God rest his soul. So look, the pump and the dump. So they got to cook it again and ripped it right back down. So this is Mondays, bro. Sketchy days to be alive, for sure. If you can hang above the 200 May, this thing will still pump. But trust me, I'm not a magician, and I can't tell you what they're going to do to price. I can only maneuver it. Right now, we're maneuvering. We're just kind of, we may even sit on our hands. All right. I can't figure out BookMap, but I paid for it. Do you offer a class to help walk through the process? Thank you. BookMap's very simple. What it's doing is it's telling you where the liquidity lies. Okay? It's saying, hey, a bunch of people have shorted Bitcoin and they're putting a stop loss, or they don't have a stop loss, but their liquidation level is at 86,000. And then you can like zoom in and see the real levels if you want, and you can change the tick size. But 85,890, right? And then 87,000 is going to be where there's going to be a lot of liquidations. You can even see it here on the map. That's 477 Bitcoin. And then when you're making connections, you just go here and you create, a workspace. But the first thing you configure a connection, you add the data, you hit configure. You would add or remove a platform. It adds here. Then you go there and click on it. Add the connection. It becomes a connection. Once you have a connection, you just click this button up. You'll have the connection because you made it. So you can pick it there because you made it. Perp, multi-book, Bitcoin, Binance Futures, Bybit, OKX, and Bitget, right? Multi-book, because that's going to give you a multi-book exchange. All right? Symbol consolidates multiple futures accounts. All right? Bybit, OKX, and Bitget. You see that? One local H cloud. Advanced options, historical data, like how much do you want to see historically behind. Tick size could be 10, 2, 1. You can make it 1. It's a lot smaller and more, Like, look at the 1 tick size. It should be like... So now, if you zoom in, it's every... You can almost see every 10, right? Or every... So it's very simple to me. I don't know. It's not that difficult. Like an 84,000. Yeah, exactly. I'm already subscribed to the instrument, so it's okay. That's probably it didn't change that. I would have to change the tick size there anyway. But I hope I helped you there and you figured it out. Okay. I'm the same, Sam. Just one more good morning phone call. God bless you. All right. What just happened to all my gains, bro? I know, isn't that crazy? You went to the bathroom, it took you 14 minutes, and then everything was cooking. Mondays are treachery, man. Be very careful. You saw me. I got out quick and just decided to keep it moving. If it breaks this 200 MA, we're going to dump down to 81.2. If we break that, it's 81.8. And then, hey, we could go all the way back down to 78,005. I'm open-minded here. Unlikely. We haven't had that liquidity punch. They've tried very, it's more we go sideways and then break out. We'll see. But give it some time. It's just not time yet. Let's sit on our hands for a second and watch price action. It could be the perfect time to buy. The bounce off the 200 is amazing. We've did it once there for pumps. We could do it again. But again, treachery on a Monday. Don't feel like you have to trade on a Monday. That's all I got to say. You got a bigger idea that you don't want vindicated, and like I'm on that 4 hours. As long as we stay above the 200, I'm long. And I'm going to keep that long open, and we'll go from there. If that gets stopped out, so be it. The one thing I did say that I'm not loving is I didn't want to see a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. I wanted to see this break out. Every time we were green, it looked like we were going to continue and clean this. Right there, we were about to close above that and break out. Rejected again. And it could be shoulder, head, right shoulder for sure. And that was the one that when I woke up this morning, I said to everybody, I like the flag. We're going well. I said, but this could make a right shoulder. I said, the thing we have to watch out for is shoulder, head, right shoulder. And this was like 12, it's 7 in the morning now, 4 hours ago, 5, and this candle's, about to close. So you can see it's starting to do its thing already. It could be made, again, if this can rip up and turn green, it's got 41 minutes, but no guarantees. It's dumping. Everything is on a 2-week double top. Sounds like auction. Shout out to Trilam. God bless you, man. I made 13 on profit at 30 work hours. It's residential moving industry. Amen. I like that. But that's a lot of work, right? Amen. Yeah. Sam, that's a big rising wedge of the 4-hour time frame. Thank you. Thank you. Rest in paradise, your parents, Sammy. Thanks for everything. Shout out to Jay Charles. God bless you, man. Yeah. So yeah, to me, the 4 hours also still inside that same pattern, right? You see it right there. And as long as it stays above the 200, I'm in there like swimwear. And that's why I love having a system or a model. It can keep your emotions calm and cool because you got the data to back it up. And if you get stopped out doing your model, you feel good about it. You're like, well, I did what I wanted. I did what I desired to do. I planned it out. It stayed on. So to me, it's awesome. All right. It is what it is. So there we are with Bitcoin. I'm kind of stuck on it right now. And I can't really budge on this idea. We're either going to bounce off this bottom trend line and keep this 200 MA alive, 2 on the 7. The short term, the 7 minutes keeping you alive. The little bigger, it's the 15 and the 1. So this is what I'm watching right now. I'm watching this ascending triangle for BTC. Clear as day to me what's happening. We lose it. We break through this gap. We come back down here to the double bottom area at 83.1. We break that. We drop to 81.8. Then it's, there's that 81,800 level, 80,008, and then it's back to 78.5. Pretty cut and dry for me. I'm not saying we're dumping today. I'm saying I have no idea what's going to happen. What I'm speculating on is this idea here. Look, what if that's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and this thing just collapses too? You see that?
I'll take you anywhere. Just tell me.
It could be a mess.
We don't need a plan.
So you can see, I got mixed signals on a false move Monday. Take it as it. I open up my trades Monday night at 6 to 8 p.m., sometimes even 10 p.m. That's my favorite time to trade is Monday night. They do a bunch of nonsense, and then the price action tends to go the way it's supposed to go. If it breaks above a 15-minute 200 MA and we see a flag, it tends to take that momentum. If it breaks down below and we see a bear flag, it tends to dump. It tends to kind of follow the momentum a lot better after we've cleared the movement. So they've gotten who they wanted, and then they kind of just let price ease out. And I find Monday night is just a blessing. And again, doesn't mean you're going to win every Monday night trade. And again, I shouldn't even give away this stuff, but I tell you when to trade and how and why, and we explain it. It's an amazing place to be inside of the trading group. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more and hang with the lifers. $88,292 for Bitcoin. Unbelievable, right? And then we have this level here, 84,169. That's actually been holding pretty nicely with the bouncing, so we'll see. I'm not a magician, but I'll tell you what, if this comes down, makes a bear flag, you can short it. This goes tight and stays in it, we long it. Right now, I have, unless you want to be aggressive and aggressively long or aggressively short, there's lower risks that what's going to happen. There's a better risk, a lower risk. There's higher risk, you don't know what's going to happen. There's a lower risk if we wait and give price action a little more time to give us some more information. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I hope it makes sense to you. We took it from the weekly all the way down. We were pretty spot on about it. It took me about an hour. I was very thorough. If you like this thorough way we do the Bitcoin update, and the idea is you get to learn a lot during the update. The update teaches a lot throughout the process, and that's why we're so consistent with it every time. People seem to like this process and like how we do it here. Very unique compared to other channels. But again, your channel should be unique. Don't be like everybody else. You got to find your way. Bitcoin USDT. All right. Shout out to Only Figured Out Price Alerts. Shout out to Christian Michelet. Shout out to Infinite Growth. God bless. Have a great day. Much love. Shout out to No Name. Shout out to Sean. God bless you, Sean. Shout out to Mr. N. Wong. Thank you for being here. Shout out to our mods. We love you and thank you. Shout out to Wild Nature. God bless you. Shout out to Metallica, Vegas Claw, Metal Family. Everyone's like, pump time. I mean, bottom of the channel would be the bounce off that 200 MA back to the top of the channel again. Be cool if it makes a beautiful W. A W. And we shoot on out to the clouds. Rounded 200 MA is better than nothing there so far. Bit of a shoulder, head, shoulder, can you get that? 84,800 still in the long on weeks. We'll see where we go here for Bitcoin. Can we get back to 88K and really get back on track here? It would be so awesome to have a bullish Monday. Sammer, your knowledge shared made me 300 this morning. God bless you. Now to my real job, I can prove I could do this every day and make $500. Hey, God bless you, man. You used the knowledge, you made 300, you changed your life. God bless you. Thank you. So I can go to bed tonight and know, hey, somebody made gains today with the knowledge I gave them. I did something for somebody, right? Amen. Thank you. Good morning, Sam. Have a great day, brother. Thank you. Rudy, God bless you and your family, man. You're so nice. May you have a wonderful day as well. Okay, so someone's talking about REI here for Rap Teeth. I have no idea what it is. $38 million market cap. Everything okay, Beeb? And this thing could get all the way somewhere, I don't know, 0.75. That would be the target. I would watch it closely. I'm not guaranteeing any of this. I'm not touching it. Someone just asked me about it. I'm nice enough to go over it. Thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you. Woke up, closed out my Bitcoin trade, opened up a new one prior to your show, started, sold the top, just re-entered with a light stop. Hey, you sound like me. I trade like that many times, in and out throughout the day. Bitcoin didn't make the price action for the RSI, so it is. The Bitcoin weekly on RSI just showing strong. Or is it she strong? I don't know how to read that exactly, but I think you're saying it right. I believe what you're saying is correct. Let's take a look at XRP, kind of still inside a bit of a flag here too as well. But as I said to everyone, it depends on what Bitcoin does. Everyone wanted their altcoins to pump this weekend. I said it really depends on Bitcoin. We got really lackluster movement in the altcoins. Not everything though. We got a bounce back in SWI. We got a bounce back in Solana. Sol back above 132 was sweet, right? And again, you can see everything's kind of waiting on Bitcoin. This is a bearish divvy here, which isn't the best. We're gonna have to get the bounce. Otherwise, it's a double top. It can be it's a bit Emmy. And then you break through back, so. Hub for Lewis, RWA D-Pin, Crypto Rick. RWA/hub for Lewis, RWA/Dbin hub. Yeah, so Solana could go either way here. It depends on Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin holds it together and doesn't slip the slop here. Then we get a pump. But if Bitcoin decides to just kind of, you know, chuck the salami out the window, then we're gonna, you know, and you can see how crucial it is right now. We're watching that 7-minute battle, that $84,700 level. Solana, so like, I'd watch. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if we get the bounce, it would be beautiful. So why not look for it, you know? 5 hours from now, we're going to know whether Solana wants to start tumbling on down or go sideways. This is going to tell the whole story for the rest of the market. Isn't that crazy? So in 5 to 6 hours, we're going to know whether we're going to be a little more bullish, possibly ripping to 147, a little more bearish, maybe coming down to bounce off 119 one more time. So watch your soul. It may not be over yet, baby. All right. Made 360 during the stream pump. Thank you, Sam. God bless you. Rad Crypto. Wow, put a 333 if you made gains during the stream. A lot of people banging on them to the upside. I like to hear that. That's awesome. Put a 333 if you made gains live on stream. That means you rock. You're awesome. You're well disciplined and you nailed it. HHB, somebody says. Let's take a look at HHB. HH Biotechnology Holdings Company. Is that what we're talking about? On OTC? I don't know. I gotta be careful these days too. People ask about a lot of weird stuff. HHB, and it's just looks like it just, I don't know what it is. It doesn't look good to me. I'm all set. I'm gonna move on, man. Thank you. I gained 10% scalping. God bless you. ONDO, please. Yeah, we did a thorough analysis on ONDO last night. And I like what I'm seeing here for ONDO as well. I'm a long-term ONDO guy. Wow, we had the high of 91. Only to look at though. That's a head and shoulder pattern, is it not? I mean, shoulder, head, shoulder. Like, how does that not dump? I just sit on this and not say a word. Let's come back to this and watch it, but that looks like it's going to dump. Bigger picture, I like the 3-day. We've talked about all this stuff. How ONDO could be bouncing off this bottom trend line and continuing, but right now I'm not, you know, you see what I'm seeing there? Smaller time frames look like a little dump is coming possibly for ONDO. I like to challenge this and see if it works out. I mean, that's what the technical analysis says is going to happen. Let's see. Maybe we could bounce off the 200. But also double topped at 91 cents. So locally, it doesn't look amazing. 1,500% gains. That's fat. That's so fat. Hey, Lifer. Hope your family's doing great. You're an inspiration to us all. God bless Matt Damien. You're an inspiration to me. Everyone that shows up here is an inspiration to me because I wouldn't be here if you people didn't show up. Think about it. If you didn't commit to the show, there'd be no show. There'd be nothing here. So God bless you all for actually giving a dang about what I teach and what I do here. And finding value in it, because then there's value in my life and what I do, and I find purpose to every single moment. And this show gives me purpose. When this show ends every day, I feel full of purpose. And it's because of you saying things like that. It's because of the interactions. It's because of the you know, all the comments. And so God bless you all. Thank you. You're creating something amazing by being here with me. Whether you know it or not, I think most of you do know that. So while we talked about Alchemist AI possibly getting another punch there to the upside, I'm in this coin, so I'm delighted to see it kind of doing damage here compared to its counterparties, you know, a lot doing nothing. And I mean, the team's still working, they're still going on, and a lot of these AI coins, they can grind through the bear market or pull back, or right, way better than a regular coin in my humble opinion. So you'd expect this thing to moon and moon out the falling wedge the best it can. Moon out, exactly, out the flag. I'd love to see it back at 18. What's cool about this is it's not far from its all-time high was there at 20. This thing's at now 15. This thing is not even, we're actually in the money now from when I got in down here. Like, I'm back in the money in a coin so I never sold this. I never panic sold it. And we're still in the money, which is really strange to me. So something's going on with this, I probably should just yipe on out right now, right? But interesting, Alchemist AI, I'm still in this coin from back in the day when we got in, when it first came out. We're talking like, I think it was November, December. I'd have to look exactly when. My buddy talked, I think somewhere here maybe in December. I think right there, somewhere right around Christmas is when I was buying it. Tight averager looking super bullish on the smaller time frames. I like it. You're the man listening every day. Work. God bless you, Chris. Crypto Chris the Tradesman. Hey, man, thank you. And I got a message from Reliable J. Reliable, man, your story really, really hit me. I read it. My wife said, you got to read this email. I mean, you've been through thick and thin, and I hope your hand is healing better. If anyone knows Reliable J and he's not here right now, tell him I hope his hand heals. And I'll say it every day till I catch him. But blessings on blessings to everybody out here. Yeah, let's take a look at our baby Caspa. And I've never sold my Caspa, never sold. I did panic sell Solana, but I bought it back at the lows. And then, you know, when it pumped back up, I actually got more Caspa, 50 more. So I'm super happy I was able to extend my Caspa bag, and I found opportunity here. You know what's crazy? I woke up today and I could not put in the password to my computer, didn't remember. Does that ever happen to you? I do it every day. It's the same password every day. This morning, it was just a blank. I just woke up like I was a new person. I was like, I must have had one of the deepest sleeps of my life. I finally went to bed and like actually slept the whole time. I don't know what it was, but I woke up and I didn't feel foggy. I felt good. Things were going great. And then I got to my computer. I went to the password and I said, I knew half of it. I kept typing half and it wouldn't work. And I was like, after 10 minutes, I decided like I may not be able to get into my computer. I was like, do I have to start like... I was bugging out, man. My buddy DM'd me. He said it happened to me the other day. I never sold my soul, but I should have at $300. Yeah. Mantra need a pump. No. That means you're getting old, Sam. I know, right? Jay Bella. Someone write Bitcoin pumps now. We don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. We're watching it closely. So Caspa's in a little flag too, but Caspa's like kind of at the whim of Bitcoin. It has that Adam and Eve double bottom vibe though. I think could moon. I'd like to see what Caspa does. That's the 1 minute, so we're watching this closely. But this is like, it's proof of work. It really, you know, it's going to watch Bitcoin closely too. And again, it's just the 1 minute. It could, you know, but hey, if you're a scalper, this is interesting. It's interesting to me. 77 too. I love when we're on that 77 and the price is flashing there. Boom. And again, you don't need any of these prices here on the side. These are just random assets. Not really going to do you any good to know this stuff. People are like, your borders on the prices. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to see that stuff, in my humble opinion. What you want to see is the actual price that I got down there. I was about to say I'm so far out, I don't need to be that far out. I'm supposed to be right there. My team put me in the right place at the right time. So forgot my Windows password. Luckily, I know how to get past that with my little special. Oh, that's creepy. Bitcoin is so unpredictable at the moment. Yes and no. I mean, as long as it stays above that 7 minute 200 MA, we're good to go. Just got to know what time frame to watch and how to watch it. You got to know what shapes you're in and what levels matter. Like this is clearly a trend line. That is two. Once we break one of them, we're going to go in. It's very simple. Here's a trend line up because we've bounced off it. Here's a trend line across because we've bounced off of it. Patterns are simply two trend lines occurring at the same time, and we're going to get tight in, and eventually we're going to break one of them. That's going to give us likely probability of which way we're going. That's why patterns tell you where and when, because this will tell you that around this area, and it's a 7 minute, and fine, it might be a 2 minute window, but it's better than someone that doesn't OTA. They know nothing. They don't even have a window at all. Hey, Sam, hope you're doing well. Can you look at TLM, please? Been a long time. Let's look at TLM. And send in those super chats. Thank you so much. It keeps the show going. I really appreciate it. Looking at all these different coins and breaking it down is fun. And it's really a trip. So thank you so much. Alien Worlds Trillium on MEXC. So remember, we always want to zoom out when looking at a project coin idea. For me, that's the best advice when it comes to looking at technical analysis. I don't give, financial advice, but I'll give you technical analysis ideas, tips, and tricks. So when you're looking at TA, the best idea is to zoom out on the biggest time frame you can get an asset on and give yourself a moment to zoom in. I always think about, like, you know, the great hunters back in the day, or if, you know, even remember the people that were, you know, they were hunting, you know, I'm trying to think their name, but the old bounty hunters. You had to go to a high mountain and look out over the hills and see your surrounding and speculate over where somebody may be hiding, right? Inside a canyon or up near a plateau. So this thing's at the bottom of its barrel, right? Just like a lot of unknown coins that just they don't market. We don't hear about this coin. You know, if your coin's not getting marketed, if it doesn't have any buzz at all, like, it just, like, Charles Hoskinson is tweeting every day. He's in the news now. He's getting interviewed. I mean, Cardano's got that riz. It's got that buzz, baby. Cardano got that riz. Got that riz. Someone should make a track. Cardano got that riz. Well, Cardano got that riz now. People used to say it was a boring coin. But I mean, TLM got no riz. For me, you've got to break back above 0.81 and bounce for if you want any type of movement here. Okay? And you got to hope that this turns into some type of, like, shoulder, head, right shoulder, and you break on out. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't be near this, touch it, or have anything to do with it. But God bless you for asking for the super chat, and I hope it goes well. Amen. Yeah. Yeah, we talked a lot about the 4-hour making a head and shoulder pattern. Yes. And it looks like it may be doing it right now. That's why we're not overly extended in the trade either. My thing is as long as we stay above the 200, I'm long. That's it. It's a very simple way to trade. I don't really have to explain myself again about the trade, right? We come back down here, there we go. That could definitely happen. This morning, I said it before it even happened. I said we got to get these candles to close above 86K. I said 86,800 is the answer. If we can't get above 86K today in the daily, expect more downside. And then I even gave you the levels. Watch 83. If we break that, it's 81.8. If we break that, it's 80,008. And if you break that, it's back to 79 and 78,500. It just is what it is. You have to be open-minded for the bearish and the bullish. It can go either way any day. Always be on your toes. Always be watching. Always be ready. We lost the 200 on the 7-minute. That's usually the beginning of the nonsense. Kind of a head and shoulder pad. It's crazy how they pumped it and they dumped it. They might wick this right back up and rip it back up again, playing with the 200. Be careful. But right now, it does look more bearish. You're starting to breach the trend line here for Bitcoin. And you can see how the 7-minute will eventually give you your answer. So demand answers on small time frames because they have to do what they're supposed to do eventually. And there's the dump. That thing wants to head now. It looked like it could head to 83,200. So bear city for Bitcoin below when you break a 200 MA on the 7-minute and the 5 and the 1, even the 1. Look, the 1 made a head and shoulder pattern. 1, 2, 3, goodbye. So crazy. Like, the 1 minute is amazing. It lost the 200. It showed you a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, shoulder. It lost the 200. So it made a complex head and shoulder pattern, lost the 200, made a head and shoulder on the right side, and then dumped when it, unbelievable. And the point of control. Measured move to 83.3. Bitcoin struggling to hold 84,000 today. Come on, bulls. Love the 4-hour trade. Again, to reopen the 1-minute cross is above the 200 MA and has confluence with the 5.15. Exactly. If you have confluence, then you're even money if you do that. Set a goal that's attainable for yourself, execute it, and give it yourself a little reward. See, I made money on the weekends, so I don't really feel like, I usually don't have to make any money on the weekends at all. I go for my 5 days of trading or even the hot days. The fact that we made gains on the weekend makes me, I'm not hungry on a Monday. I'm not going to chase. But man, wow. I saw this head and shoulder late. I saw this bigger one though. And we knew that the 4-hour also was looking somewhat bearish. Doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but it did make the right shoulder now. It is what it is. Like, it did what I did not want it to do, but I projected a possibility of it doing it. And the dump is on now for Bitcoin. I'd rather wait for the right short tonight than have to short all day. I mean, the long tonight than short today. I don't push myself to do any of this nonsense, Yeah. Complex head and shoulder pattern, right? Want the money from the floor to the ceiling. Yeah. So it looks like this is going to drop further down to 83,200 for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the S&P futures too and see what's happening on the S&P. Someone says massive dump on the stock market. Same scenario. You lost the 200 MA on the 5-minute time frame. Short that. I teach my students this. Right? You rebate, you lose it on the 1 minute, you're done. The 1 minute is so crucial. Shoulder, head of shoulder right there, dump, retest, dump. And there you're dumping on the S&P 500, right? But again, not the worst thing in the world. Make a flag here. Get your wits about you. And don't get overly bearish. That actually has if you can stay above the 200 and you can stay inside this. Again, it could be an M pattern. If you lose that, then you could short the loss of the 200. Everyone has to get in here, but then they get wrecked. If you wait for this confirmation, you're more likely to win at least that. So I wait for confirmations. I may not get all of the move, but I take what I can get from the highest probability. So I've learned instead of going after the trade that could go either way, I wait for the trade with the highest probability. I may not get as much punch, but I get a more guaranteed punch. Look at 84,000 now being crushed. We're back to 83.9. It's just crazy. So for your S&P, you're looking for a sideways price action. It's not too bad. It's 5,400. You're looking for the 1 hour to stay above the 200 MA here. Very crucial times. And for and again, throughout the week, they're going to turn on that money printer. We're likely going to pump to the upside. I'd take a cool head, calm and collected approach here. Watch Bitcoin just V-shaped recovery right back in there. They're playing games with the price action. I'm not touching it till tonight. Take a deep breath and be cool. Let's take a look at Jupe. USDT here on BTC. So Jupiter. Love this coin. We got in there. Wanted it to hold the trend line. The last time I looked at it was on the February 24th. Obviously, it did not do that. It collapsed. I still hold my Jupe. I got so many rewards. They've given me so much Jupe that I have more money than I put in. You see, they've doubled my Jupe or more from all the rewards. And Jupe hasn't gone down by more than double. So I'm in the money still on Jupe. And if it ever comes back and rips, it's going to be a big payday for holding Jupe all these, it almost feels like 2 years now, but I'll have to go back to when I first really got in. Sad though, it doesn't look amazing and it's really just in a downtrend. And so all you can hope for is down, up, down, that it breaks back to the upside here. But it's not even that promising. What I'd like to see is a shoulder ahead and maybe a right shoulder there. And that's what I saw for the long term for Bitcoin. So it may just follow Bitcoin. It actually would have to be maybe a little smaller so we can get that September, October pump there. Still, I don't know, man. It looks like can Jupe maybe one day get to 188. Has a really hard time pumping this coin. It really does. So I hold it long term, but it doesn't look good. All right, the charts don't look amazing. Pretty flat, but everybody holds it. There's not a lot of buying and selling, and then there's unlocks, and people just, and then people must sell their airdrops. I don't. I've never sold a Jupe. I don't believe. If I have, it was one or twice to make sure it worked or something. But because I don't want to say something false, but I don't remember. I don't regularly sell what I get for free. I hold my Jupe, my 9,989 Jupe. I hold all my Jupe, staked it up, right, with my voting power. And I got my ASR rewards today. My active stake and rewards, 751 Jupe. I mean, at 30 cents, and at 50 cents, that's $350, like $325, like. And so it's about $300 right now, about 280. Yeah, Trump is bringing down inflation for the average man that is not investing in anything other than the house. Maybe. Do you think super? I don't know anything about super. It may be. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. If I don't know anything about the coin, I don't know. I assume 90% is. And everything else is just whatever's, Look, that's usually a bearish retest. Like you try to get back inside, but you don't. You make the bear flag and then you collapse. It's kind of giving you the playbook here. And then you make that measured move with a head and shoulder pattern too. So a possible bearish retest here for BTC, showing signs of weakness for Bitcoin. Bang. $84,887 for Bitcoin. Golden Cross approaching on the 5 hour. I don't believe I'll be live for Jerome Powell. I have not planned on it, but maybe, you never know. I could jump on in. My back's been pretty sore. I got to fly in 2 weeks. I want to make sure that I actually have a back when I make it there. So I've been tender on it. Like, I didn't work out again this morning, and I don't like that. I really got to work out. I got a routine that's important for me. Shout out to my lemon water people. NASDAQ filling the gap. Let's take a look at the NQ. Yeah, same thing. We had this flag for the NASDAQ. Said it would break out. It did. But again, we got that same idea with that flattened, double top. So you can see they're all either going to bounce off this trend line, Bitcoin included, the S&P. And you got to induce shorts to get a pump. You can't just get a pump, so you got to make it look bearish first. You got to get all these guys to pile up so we can shred them up. So, I mean, it's setting up for a possible pump the way they're creating the short, but it also is I've also traded a double top, and that is a double top, and you had resistance. So you're seeing something across the board here, and that would be a dump back down. I have to see a physio a few weeks again. It goes about, yeah, amen. Thank you. Lifers made some nice gains on the weekend, baby. Sorry, Master Friend. I know you said not to be on the weekend. It's funny. Hey, last weekend on Sunday, there was gains. This weekend, I trade when there's price action. You'll miss out. In cryptocurrency, it's a 24/7 market. It's not the NASDAQ or the S&P futures. So, there's opportunity. And I've been here a long time. There was many a weekend I didn't trade because I was like, I don't trade the weekends. And I missed huge pumps. There's many weekends in the last 4 to 5 weeks, last even 10 weeks. I think there was 5 key weekends. And I said, man, if you didn't trade this weekend, you were going to miss the biggest move of the week. It was on Sunday. I don't know how they did it, but they made some of the biggest moves on Sunday. Twice now. There was 2 big Sundays in the last month and a half. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin CME gap as well here and see where it is, what it is, and what's happening. So look, we had a gap up there. Everyone said we would fill it. We did. Isn't that crazy? We just filled the CME gap. That's what we did. And we saw that gap down here. We went all the way up and filled the gap. Unbelievable. Perfect move. And there we had it hit 85.5, and we did. I mean, it's just nuts. Now we've done it. They're like, okay, we're going to dump you now. Funny. And you can see the flag breaking down, the bearish retest flag. I've just seen this play out so many times. So you've lost the trend line. So we said, what is going to happen? You're going to either bounce or lose the trend line. Now you could still bounce, but the smaller time frames are now confirming. And that's a bearish engulfing candle now on that 1 hour. Now you definitely have this kind of M pattern vibe here with a nasty resistance right there at about 85,006, 85,000, yeah, 85.6. And you got to go to the smaller time frames really to see this, but you can see the dump happening going further to the downside. So that's just, it is what it is. Bitcoin showing signs of weakness here. Going further down, it is what it is. So it is what it is for Bitcoin. I wish I could magically make Bitcoin different, but we can't. All right. Now you're looking for the reversal today. All right. If you're looking for the daily bottom now, and this is what we do for a living on my channel. We're looking for the inverted head and shoulder. The cup with the handle. You can already draw your fib and start waiting for what could be the 786 retracement. Depending on how, and again, this could easily just also end up being a bear flag that breaks down more. These are both your scenarios, you see? Watch. See if I can do this correctly. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So your bearish scenario is you're going to make this bear flag. Look, you still got the head and shoulder pattern that has a measured move to 83.3, and it's headed to it. The bots want their measured move, and then you had the shoulder head right here. I saw, I got in and it was like right there, but. And then we kind of showed you this bear flag as the bearish resistance here. So you're the bear flagging down your bullish scenario. So that's your bearish scenario, okay? You have to have both goggles on. Can you wear both goggles? That makes you a great trader. Your bullish scenario, you could make some type of inverted head and shoulder. The bear looks more likely right now. It's not looking too good. Looking like just more dumpage. And again, we knew what time frames to go to see what was going to happen. And that's why people love the channel, because they're going to see the information laid out. It's not a if, what, or what. It's like, I said, okay, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I said, if what's going to happen if that 7-minute loss to 200, you knew it was going to, there was like a 90% chance we're going to dump. And I went over this. We would have liked the bouncing. And now in the other world, in the bizarre, in the other quantum world we went sideways, and we're just watching this now here. And I'm saying, yeah, we're sideways now. And we're warming up to possibly take the trade, maybe in an hour. Aggressive entry could have been the long on the right shoulder. The short, but still, there's a chance that what I showed you here on this bullish move plays out, and we catch the daily bottom. We're looking for this. Here's looking at you, kid, right? And I already have the money printer drawn. You can preempt the money printer in your mind. Now, again, you're going to want to adjust kind of where the topping, but this is your idea here. You see? So this white line is the measured move of the original head and shoulder. This white line is the measured move of this bear flag. This white line is the measured move of this bear flag. And look at that beautiful pump back to the upside, with the bullish divvy that we found. The indicator found it too as well. I found it on the 1 minute. Look at the bullish divvy bounce. Now, bullish divergence is only as strong as support or resistance. Now, I'm going to start getting rid of this stuff because it might be confusing to you. But I hope you got a picture of what's happening now, and this is how we start these bottoms. So now, the divergence is great, but you got to break back above 84,250 to even talk about any type of beginnings. All right? And this is how we work through the Monday morning false squeeze. It's over. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And repeat. And repeat. Aero drone up about 22%. Or no, AERGO. AERGO continuing to do damage. It's so crazy. And it would eventually, let me see, I had this little flag that eventually kind of continue to pump regardless. And there's my alerts. And so it would make a little bit of a flag here. So the first alert hits, and then you get to your computer, you readjust, and you can see, well, it's consolidating like it's supposed to. It's been one of the hottest coins in the game. And even if you did get in, it's rejoiceful to think that there's liquidity in the market to do something like this. This thing went from 5 cents to 36 cents right now. It's on a 7x tear while the rest of the market's sitting there. This thing's up 7x. I find that absolutely absurd. And again, I wouldn't chase it, maybe swing trade it, but its next possible trade is a move here too. And Bitcoin showing strength back at 94,000. 84, sorry, back at 94,000. Back at 84K. Can we wick back into the pattern? Anything is possible. Watch this inverted. You got to get back above that resistance there. To remain bullish, do you buy the aggressive maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday? On a Monday, I'm just pretty corny with my rules. Now, if we break late, now I'll watch the 5. If we get above the 5 minute later on today and the 21 comes up, then I'll take that pump. That'll be a nice run back up to 85.6. Yeah, I'll take it. I already know exactly what I'll trade later on and how. I know when to hone in. I know how to set an alert for it. Once you have an alert and you've played out the alert in your mind 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 10 times, 100 times, you already know the trade now. That's the beauty thing of what I do now. You don't have to use your mind as much as you used to. I know, my mind knows exactly what I need to do later on tonight. I need to I need to watch it, and I know how much time I got. And I don't need to stare at the charts, but I got to just be around. But I know that we got like 15 to 30 minutes. Eventually, if we can break this, then I got to watch the 21 hour, maybe at 2 hours at the tops. But an hour and a half, my model could be flashing here for gains, and I'll be able to make that move. So this is what I'm looking at. It's battling the 2 out of the 5 hour time frame as well, he said. Interesting. A 6 hour too. But as long as the 4 hour stays above, the week's trades stay open. You understand? That's a whole different story. That's another trade, in and of while I'm doing this trade. AERGO looks interesting. I got to tell you that. Sam lives in multiple time frames. 100%. You must live in multiple time frames. Everyone's like, Ohm is dying. Why are people trading that? People see an opportunity and they get in like that. I think that's nuts. I guess some people were like, I had to. They got into the reversal. I don't know. I mean, I guess because they saw it go from 45 back to... I don't touch it, though. Like, when things are that beat up, I'm done. Like, it's already shown to be, like, manipulated. Like, it's just bad juju. I don't want to be... again, it's not really bad. I don't want to... Do whatever you want. You trade it. To me, it's like, bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom. Hey, opportunity, right? If you see opportunity there, go for it. I'm an opportunity, so if you see opportunity, go for it. I ain't knocking you. Shout out to Living Like Chess, gifting 20 memberships. You didn't have to do that, but you did. God bless you so much. That's so nice. My boy, how's the back looking? It's better. I'm using the jacuzzi a lot more a couple times a day to really soften it up. I didn't work out again today. I wanted to, and I was like, go work out. Like, you have to. You got to maintain your discipline, Sam. Don't be And then my mom was like, dude, you push it. You're 42 years old, and you won't be able to work out for a month. When you get older, you got to know when to pull it back and when to push, And thank you for gifting so many people memberships and turning them green. What are your thoughts on AITECH? I love the project. I believed in it from beginning. If we had a real bull market, it would have paid very heavily, but we didn't. Wow, what a dump it just took, though, huh? And honestly, like, I don't know what to say anymore. Like, this thing is basically back to where it began. The AI narrative's kind of the RWA narrative's We got nothing brewing right now. It's like Bitcoin. We need Bitcoin to get back on track, and then it's really just the Solana train again, and back to the memes. It's really just Bitcoin, Solana, SWI. Like, it's this. You kind of can see the game that they're going to play when the game starts to rip again. You need this dude inverted head and shoulder and bottom out. But I said that there. I mean, it's just like, who knows? When things are this beat up, you can't really. It's hard. Look at its first cup and handle that got me going, and then wow, all the way back to the beginning for AITECH. And, hey, good tax loss harvest. You sell that right now, throw it back in, and then if you make some good scalps throughout the year, they're break even because, you can be down if you're down heavy on a big bag. That's how I do it. But you do whatever makes you happy. It's called, you sell something, buy it back when you're down on it. If you're planning to hold it long term, it's called tax loss harvesting. But finally, ask your accountant, do your thing. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Super chats, SEN. Isn't that Sentio from back in the day? Yeah, it's another one down. I mean, all these speculative AI projects are just beat to the ground. Now, this one's been moving up a bit and actually has some love. It had a team, said they were going to do stuff. For me, who knows at this point? But you had to listen to, which is crazy. Look, they're at the bottom of their barrels and they made head and shoulder patterns. Telling you where they were going to go. The head to the neckline. I mean, now they're trying to round out and bounce back to the upside. It's possible. See where it goes. I think I still own some of it somewhere, but who knows? I mean, highly speculative. Nice bump for Bitcoin. Nice bump for Bitcoin. All the way back to 84,000. And whenever I see 84K, I'm happy. That's my long-term buy, 84K, right? I'm looking for the 4 hour to do damage, baby. And pump today. Let's take a look at the 1 minute responding to the bullish divvy. And now, that's a textbook inverted head and shoulder. It's where I like BitNX. Like, you gotta play an inverted head and shoulder. 68% chance it's gonna pay me up there with a stop below there. That's it. I'll play it blind. There's a 68% chance it's gonna pay me. That's it. Set the trade. Learn how to do this. Use small amounts at first until you can trust the patterns. Walk away. You should come back. Go get a snack. You know what I mean? Don't watch these trades. Go get a snack. Come back. It should do what it's supposed to do. If it didn't, so what? You got to mark 10 of them and see how many you win out of 10. But the odds are this is going to win for sure. There's a 7 out of 10 chance this wins raised up. So I take it in front of you guys because there's a more likely chance I'm going to be smart than wrong. I don't even have to look at it. Let's look at something else. Let's go look at something else. Any super chats here that I got to finish off? Hey, Sam, can you chart Jupiter? Yeah, SCN coming back. We looked at that. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Look at TLM. We did look at that. Thank you. Shout out to Ahmed. Shout out to ENF. Shout out to Ivan Rook. Shout out to Living Like Chess. Shout out to Crypto Rick. Shout out to Retro. And we did look at REI with Wrapped ETH. And thank you for the $100 super chat, Crypto King. Your love. Inspiration from Free 333. And shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you all for being here. Head and shoulder on the wood-bitted chart. LOL. Hey, it's as funny as it is. It's just, it is. They play how they play out over time. You know what I mean? They just do what they're supposed to do. I can't explain why. I've seen it thousands of times in my life, you know? So I go from there. Not a huge trade. It was like 30 for 180 or something. Yeah. ALCH and stop and SIM. Right. XCN, please. Let's take a look at XCN because it's been the talk of the town recently. And it was the only coin, the only small coin I took a shot on. And I don't know why. I didn't know it was going to rip like that. And people don't want to sell their XCN now. I would watch it consolidate, but it looks to me like it's going to consolidate nicely here and continue another pump. It's included in some ISO 200. I don't know. It's the lowest one. Someone knows something about something, and they're keeping it all to themselves, and they're keeping all the XCN to themselves, too. That is kind of descending triangle vibe right there. I'll give you that. That's a bit sketchy. Looks better on the 1 hour, right? But still looks more like a symmetrical triangle than a bull pennant or anything. Tight moving averages look good to me, though. And after a huge pump like that, consolidation is key. I wouldn't be... Of all the coins in the game, it's in a bullish uptrend, and it's ripping. And it doesn't seem to care what Bitcoin's doing. So if anything continues up, I believe XCN would... It's a prime candidate of all the... I mean, think about all the coins. What pumped right now is consolidating. Like, I'm not trying to, like... And I do own the coin, but, like, I'm not, you know... I don't really care that I own the coin. It doesn't matter to me whether you buy it or sell it. I'm in my long-term hodl with it, so we'll go from there. Hey, Sammy, can you please check Loop Ring? Thanks for everything you do. Good. God bless you. Shout out to DV, man. God bless you. If you want to add the 200 MA on your moving, it's very simple. Just go to MA. Type in moving average. Simple. It'll give you an SMA. And turn this to a 200. Then go to the style and make it yellow so you're yellow with me, baby. And there's your 200 MA. I got two of them. I don't need them, right? If you turn it off and on. Like, if I turn this one off, it should stay there, see? I think I accidentally made it green. Make it yellow. There you go. And there's your 200, all right? I use the other ones, the 5 MAs. I just added 5 MAs. The one, you know, I had the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, the 200. You go to the settings here and type in 5 MA. Boom. You click on that, and it's going to give you one indicator with 5 moving averages. Then you just click on the settings and click 21, 50, 80, 100, 200. Write these in. I know I'm going fast, but you can pause this later on and watch it very slow. So it doesn't matter how fast I do this. And then you can take screenshots and listen and then take the screenshots. White, red, 21, 50, 80, 100, 200. Now you have what's called a simple moving average band, not an EMA ribbon, but a simple moving average ribbon. And for me, it really helped because the tight moving averages tell a story. I wouldn't be surprised if XEN goes on another tear to the upside for 80% gains to 6 cents. To 3 6/10 of a cent, sorry. All right, and we'll go from there. This trade is still looking like it may pump to the... I like what I'm seeing so far. Now, this is flagging out, and the flag that could continue to pump. And, validating the inverted head and shoulder. I'll give you guys the update in the trading group, what happens to this trade. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. It's 12:07. Dude, you forgot XEN. What are you talking about? I've been talking about it for like an hour now. How could I have forgotten XEN? No, I did not. You're out of your mind, bro. Why would you say I forgot XEN? Can you just come and say you're sorry and say you missed the stream or you went to the bathroom or something? I've been talking about XEN for like the last 10 minutes. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just so thorough, and then when people say I'm not thorough, it bugs me out. Like, and they try to do it publicly too. That's kind of crazy to me. How do you publicly call me out for something that's not true? Anyway, who cares? Human beings make mistakes. Maybe you made a mistake. I'm not going to even get that. I'm not going to care about it. But I did not skip XEN, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Everybody, I love you. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. May God bless everyone on the live who's kicking it with me. XEN does look like the likely candidate for a move. I'll put an alert on it too as well to keep me in the know with my phone and whatnot. All right. Pay attention to the lifer or get out of here, somebody said. He went to the Bermuda Triangle if you forgot you didn't do XEN. I know, right? Yeah. You the man, lifer. Thanks for all the TA. God bless everybody. Yeah. Exactly. Thanks, Sam. God bless you, Sam. Another stream. Thanks for all your teaching, brother. Hey, God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in, and thank you for being amazing. Stream will be back tomorrow like we do every single day, giving you that confidence in the market that you get from this constant review of the market on a daily basis. I love you all. I'll be back. Live trades too as well. We'll see what we happen. We battled the market. It was Monday. I usually don't trade Mondays at all, so I got exactly what I expected, and that's why I usually don't trade Mondays. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll be in the group showing you what happens to that inverted head and shoulder on the 1 minute time frame. We'll be going from there. And yeah, looks like it may fail actually to the downside. The trade was for $35, a 90 win or a $35 loss. So I'll be okay if I lose the trade. Don't overtrade Monday mornings. That's the key. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you all tomorrow. May God bless. And thank you so much for a wonderful, beautiful, amazing live stream. I'm so blessed to be here with you all. And God, thank you for letting the internet run. Thank you for letting me be healthy and my back being okay. Like, so many things had to go together for the stream to run today, and it all went well. Like, I'm blessed. Like, the electricity didn't, one time the electricity's gone off on me. A light didn't work. The camera's still working. Like, you guys showed up. And so God bless you all. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you all, later on in the trading group and tomorrow. Thank you for everything, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Keep pushing. You are the sauce to your success. You must believe that. Push yourself every single day. Believe that you are the opportunity. Somehow, some way, opportunity is coming to you. I don't know how, but it is. May God bless you. May you continue to believe in yourself. If you are having trouble believing in yourself, pray to God. Say, God, I'm having trouble. I need help. Submit. The faster you submit, the faster you're going to be able to begin to move and change your ways. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. And if you don't believe in God, so be it. I'm not trying to push anything on you. I want you to become an amazing trader and believe in yourself. I want you to become disciplined and work out every day. I want you to help yourself the best way you can. Looks like this trade's dumping down a little bit into a bear flag. Yeah, it turned into a bear flag, and that's how you knew the 1 minute did not make it out that inverted head and shoulder. Dumpage. But don't get too emotional or crazy. It's just Mondays. We'll be back to see the Monday candle close and see what happens today. And I'll be in the trading group throughout the day. God bless you all. Thank you. The secret to success, you know what it is. I asked so many people. I talked to so many people. I asked this question. I found out the answer. There's one amazing secret to success, and everybody wants to know it. You know what it is? It's getting started.